Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I've got an interesting comparison to do today. I have the DJI Mini 3 Pro and I have the Hubson Zino Mini Pro. Now these two drones are very comparable specs-wise, feature-wise, etc. So I thought it would be appropriate to put them up against each other and see what we can see. Now, we're not going to be able to go through every single feature of both of these drones in this comparison, but mainly what I want to look at today is we're going to look at video quality, and we're going to look at things like zoom, and we'll try out obstacle avoidance, because these are two of the first mini drones to offer obstacle avoidance. And then if we have time, we'll do some other things with them, maybe some orbits and some things like that, depending on how time permits. I'm out at Heroes Park in Meridian, and it is a moderate day today, 8-mile-an-hour sustained winds. I feel a breeze right now, and they're saying up to 16-mile-an-hour gusts, well within what both of these drones can handle. Yeah, let me go through some of the specs for you real quick. And again, we're not going to go through the whole list of specs on everything because there just simply isn't time to do that. But I can go over some of the bigger things. So both of them have a 1/1.3 sensor, so exactly the same size sensor. The Zino Mini Pro will shoot in 4K 60. Excuse me, I said that just backwards. The DJI Mini 3 Pro will shoot in 4K 60. The Hubson Zino Mini Pro will shoot in 4K 30 frames per second. There's a little difference in bit rate. This guy says it'll shoot at a 200 bit rate. This guy will shoot at 150 bit rate. So that's how much data goes into the file, is basically what that is. Now, big things like flight time. With the standard battery, this one says 34 minutes, this one says 40 minutes, or then it says 37 minutes in a windless hover. So translate that, however. Suffice it to say that they both have really good flight time for mini drones. DJI with their endurance battery is saying 47 minutes with this guy. So, and I do have an endurance battery in it right now, although we're not going to be worried about flight time today. Just keep that in mind. I found them both to be, you know, they, like all drone manufacturers, they exaggerate a little bit, but I think, you know, you're easily going to get over 30 minutes with flight time with both of these products. Range, very, very similar. The Zino Mini Pro, 10 kilometers. The DJI Mini 3 Pro, 12 kilometers. Both of them fly at 16 meters per second, which is, you know, fast enough for a mini drone, I would say. And we'll try that out. We'll test that out, both of them in sport mode. Transmitter-wise, so this guy operates on the OcuSync 3, or OS3 as DJI now calls it. This guy has SyncLease 3. I found both of them to be pretty good from a range standpoint and connection strength. I have had some disconnection issues with this guy at times, but I don't think they were connected with the SyncLease 3. It was other issues. Now, obstacle avoidance. They both have front, rear, and downward obstacle avoidance. So we'll check that out. I'm going to be honest with you, I've had experience with the Zino Mini Pro that hasn't been perfect. So anyway, we'll try them both out. And then when it comes to all of the automated flight modes, they both have a number of them. And I think DJI probably comes out a little bit ahead because it's got the master shots system. However, there's other things like the Zino Mini Pro will do, it'll do waypoints. So in video mode. Now this guy will do waypoints in hyperlapse mode, but this guy will do waypoints in video mode, and that's important to a lot of people, so it's worth mentioning. Both of them have tracking. Now I think DJI has the focus track system, which also gives you active track, spotlight mode, and point of interest. It's a little bit different with this guy. It has I've found the tracking system to be pretty good on this drone. it has, you know, not exactly, doesn't exactly translate, but it's got orbit modes that will keep you in the center of frame, either by using the transmitter or active track. So both of them do pretty good in that regard. The Zino Mini Pro has some things like line fly and some other things that are interesting. And again, DJI kind of counters with things like master shots and quick shots. And this guy has, I can't remember what Hubson calls it, but it's got a quick shot style features as well. And both of them will do pano shots. Now, the DJI drone stitches those panos together for you. The Zino Mini Pro does not, or at least the last time I used it, it doesn't, unless that's something that they've changed in the meantime through a software update. So anyway, that's kind of about it for the pluses and minuses. That, like I said, they are so comparable. It's amazing. Oh, we should talk about price. When I bought this drone, I think I paid $680 for it. And when I got this guy, it was a little over $1,100. And now that's not apples to apples because the Zino Mini Pro has the DJI RC where you have an FPV screen built into the controller. This one does not. However, this thing's got onboard memory, and the DJI Mini 3 Pro, you got to use an SD card. So, pardon me if I confuse some nomenclature while we do this test, but let's quit messing around. Let's get these birds in the air. We'll start with the Zino Mini Pro first, and then I'll do the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And at the end of the video, when I'm doing our conclusion, I will put a side-by-side of video with both drones so you can kind of compare them side by side. However, I'm going to tell you that I've found you really need to look at it full screen on your when you're looking at a video comparison to really tell. So you can't really do that side by side. So anyway, we will have video available for both of them, and you guys can take a look. And that's the main thing you're going to look at, right? Why do you buy a camera drone? Well, you want good quality pictures and video. And that's the other thing I forgot. We will take pictures. Both of them say 48 megapixel stills. So we will take a still with both of them that you can look at as well. So anyway, let's quit messing around. Let's get these birds in the air. Okay, the Zino Mini Pro prompted me to do a compass calibration before we started. And we're at 91% battery. That's neither here nor there. I use this battery to do a firmware update on the drone to get it to the latest firmware. And yeah, so their device status list, I always like this. It's a handy thing, although I wish I could get that little yellow dialog box off of there. But it tells us all of the firmware and so forth, and tells you if you need a calibration. That optical flow state, it always says low quality when it's on the pad like that. Yeah, our memory card, I know I reformatted. It's not a memory card, it's actually internal memory on the drone. Reformatted that. So a battery struggle mode, I don't know what that means, can be optimized. In any case, we're not going to worry about that right now. And they're talking about the obstacle avoidance system, small wires, etc., which is standard on most OA. So looks like the drone is ready to go. We have 16 satellites, and I will say this: you are not going to get FPV until you take off. So let's go ahead and do that now. And yeah, you guys have a good view of the drone on the GoPro. So I'm going to do the automated takeoff on the app. And it spins up, and there it goes. And we got a little bit of a breeze, and but the drone appears to be coping with it well. It's kind of moving around a little bit, kind of moving in on us a little. Let me turn it around here so you can see. And it moves around as I'm yawing it. Fairly slow yaw. It's moving away from us as I yaw. Let me see if I can get it back towards us here. So that's me moving it over. So you can see where the drone's at, and you know, like I said, I'm feeling a pretty constant breeze right now, so that's what we got. So of course the first thing I always like to do is do a droney. And you can see, I want you to notice on the screen recording that little red hash through the looks like a diamond there. That is obstacle avoidance, and that means obstacle avoidance is off. So we're going to have obstacle avoidance off until we test it, and that has just been because due to my prior experience with it, it can create its own set of issues. So we better start recording here. Okay, my for whatever reason my GoPro shut down, so I started it back up there. That might be something that we're fighting today. We'll see. But it's cool out. It shouldn't be overheating. I don't know. A constant battle with GoPro. Anyway, let's do our droney reverse and up now. Reverse and up. And we got a nice steady droney. I'm dropping the camera down again just a little bit. Let's get the drone up about 35 meters high. Something like that. Yeah, we're a little more than. We're closer to about 38 meters there and about 117, 120 meters away. So let's pick that camera back up and yeah, nice stable horizon. Hubson has always been pretty good with that. So so I like that. Let's go out to the other corner of the park over here. And you know what? I didn't start recording, did I? I got distracted by my GoPro, which just shut down again. Okay, guys, I got the GoPro started again. Okay, I got a little confession to make. I had a little problem with the GoPro, so I've got it started back up here. Hopefully it'll stay running. Very frustrating. I'm probably done with GoPros. I spent a long time with their customer service department yesterday. They're telling me there's nothing wrong with my camera, that it's normal for it to shut down after a couple minutes, even though we're in a breeze and it's cool out here. So anyway, it just doesn't work. Anyway, hopefully I changed modes. Hopefully it'll work now. Let's start recording on the Zino Mini Pro, and I'm going to do a droney right now, reverse and up. And let's drop that camera down a little bit so we kind of get in center of frame. Let's get it up about, I don't know, let's get up about 35 meters high, something like that. We're close. Yeah, that's pretty close. And we're about 115 meters, 36 meters high. Let's pick that camera up and get to the kind of the rule of thirds. You know, there's barely a little blip in the horizon, although it straightened itself out immediately, so that's fine. It's perfectly flat now. It took it just a second to straighten out there, so I'm not gonna, no problems there. Let's go out to the far corner of the park here, and let's take a look at this view. I show this often when I'm doing videos because I like to show you get a good view of things in the foreground, plus you get the Boise front off there in the distance, and so it kind of gives you a good view of what the drone can do. So this might even be a good spot to try out the zoom. And mind you, it's just 2x zoom with the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and this guy is supposed to do 6x zoom. So let's pull on the slider on the right hand side of the screen here, and let's see if I can kind of, well, I was going to say smoothly, but it's not terribly smooth, is it? So there's 2x. I'm going to pick up the camera a little bit. I should have centered it up to begin with, and in fact I am going to I'm going to start back at 1 again, and we're going to start over so it's more centered. So let's go down to 2. And the reason I want to stop at 2 is because that is the maximum that the DJI drone will do. And then let's run it all the way up to its maximum. I believe this guy will take us all the way to 6. Well, here, yeah, I guess it won't in 4K. It looks to me like, well, maybe. Yeah, 2.5 appears to be our max in 4K. I can't pull that down any further. So anyway, you can take a look at that and compare. Let's go back to 2. There's 2. And then all the way back out to 1. There's 1. All right, let's turn it around, and again we're in normal mode here. So let's see what this guy will do from a speed perspective in normal mode. Drop that. Well, I kind of overshot there. Drop that gimbal down. Get the rule of thirds. We're at 60% battery here, so I better get moving if I don't want to put another battery in. I messing around with the GoPro caused me some issues for sure. So we're in normal mode. Let's go ahead and go, and you can see that by the N at the top there. Let's go full stick forward and see how fast we can get this guy up to. 6 meters, 7 meters per second, 8 meters per second, 8.5, 8.6, and then back down a little bit. And then we'll turn around and we'll come back the other way, and we'll do the same thing. So that, you know, adjusted for wind. And the wind appears to be coming from kind of the northwest, so it might have been roughly going against the wind there. But let's get turned around here, and we'll go to the other end of the park and see with if we'll do a little bit better with the wind at our back. So there we go, and full stick forward again, and 5 meters per second, 6, 7. Yeah, no real difference. It's struggling to get up to 8. We might get up to 8. 7.9. We didn't quite get up to 8 meters per second there. And again, we're in full auto, and I'm looking at the screen here. Yeah, and so you know what I think what happened there is I touched the screen earlier, so that video you were looking at before, when I was doing the zoom, I touched the screen and it changed the EV value, so keep that in mind. So I had to readjust that, but by touching the middle of the screen, so you want to keep that in mind when you're doing that zoom. That'd be easy to mess up, and that I noticed that the sky was blown out there, and that was why. Okay, we're going to turn around here again, and we're going to throw it into sport mode, and you can see we got the S at the top there. So let's go full stick forward and see what we get to there, and a lot faster, of course. There's 13.7, or will we hit? We won't quite hit 14. Yeah, 13.9 I saw. So let's turn around and try that again. And again, Hubson says the top speed of this drone is 16 meters per second. So let's go the other direction and give that a shot here. And I'm going to check that. Yeah, that says unlocked. I don't know. That's lock. That's exposure lock, and we want it unlocked. So it's unlocked, and it will adjust itself. I just wanted to double check that. And I'm picking up the gimbal just a little bit. Let's go full stick forward again, and let's see this direction. What we get for top speed. There's 11. It's moving right along. There's 13, 14. 15 meters per second. Yeah, not quite 16. So that's reasonable. Let's go ahead and go back into normal mode, and let's turn around here, and let's see if we can. We're going to try out obstacle avoidance here, and I'm trying to think of a good place to do that. I think maybe. Let's take a look at the building right here. We want to give it a big target. So we're down pretty low here. And because it's down so low, I'm getting a little bit of breakup on FPV looking at it. Okay, so there is nobody standing there, so let's go ahead and I don't know if, and I'm staring at the drone right now, if we can switch into that while we're recording. I think we can. Security warning. Has not been calibrated for a long time. Yeah, I've done that calibration before. It takes about 2 hours. Anyway, so if we want to use that for an excuse, we can, but anyway, let's see how the drone does here. And my experience is that it, and I'm seeing on the screen, it is continuing to move forward. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting them. Yeah, now I still have the stick forward and it's stopped. So I'd have to say it's working. Yeah, and the battery level, telling us the battery level is at 40%. So I'm going to call that a win for obstacle avoidance, and of course we gave it a big target there. So I'm going to shut that off because I found that can affect the video performance of the drone. So let's turn it off, and we're at 38% battery here. I think I better put another battery in it before we get too carried away, because I want to do one more test. I want to go out over the field across the street, and we want to take a look at not exactly a range test, but the strength of the signal when it's out there further. So let's bring it on back here in, and again, we're still recording in 4K 30. I heard a beep there, not sure what that is. I see my GoPro. Yeah, I'm not sure if my GoPro, I think my GoPro, it's beeping, but it appears to be frozen. So, okay, so the GoPro is down for the count, but I am going to land the drone, and we'll switch batteries, and I'm going to switch out GoPros. And let's do a quick landing here.
Landing.
Okay, so sorry about that. I've got the GoPro switched out, so hopefully the Hero 9 has been a little more trusty and will work better for us. The drone is now saying ready to fly. It asked me to do a compass calibration. Then we got a gimbal error, so I rebooted it, and that went away. So let's quit messing around. Let's take off again. And again, what we're going to do is we're going to fly it out over and about roughly a kilometer or so, and look at signal strength. So let's do another takeoff. And by the way, what I don't want you to do is confuse the battery life on this thing, because that other battery that I had in it, I'd used to do updates and stuff. So it's not, the battery life on that, we were doing a lot of things. I had it out there hovering when I had problems with my GoPro, etc. So you can't. We had to put another battery in it because of things that I did, not anything to do with the drone. So again, we're in full auto. Let me look and make sure. Yeah, we've got the video bit rate set at 200, and we're in 4K 30. So let's go ahead and start recording. And I'm going to back the drone out again, and we're going to go up again about. I think this time, because we're going to be going a little ways, about let's go out about 40 meters or so. So let me again, let's back the drone up, or go up as high at about 40 meters or so. Dropping that camera down while we back it off here. And you know, hopefully with the DJI Mini 3 we won't be doing this. So let's go ahead and get that altitude up. But yeah, boy, I'll tell you, we overshot it a little bit. Let me drop it back down. I'll see how close I can get to 40. 39.9. Yeah, I hit that upstick just a little bit more. There's 40 meters, so we'll see if we can do the same thing. And we've got quite a crooked horizon here. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Let me yaw the drone around and see if we can correct that. And we did, just by a little yaw there, corrected it. So that's unusual. Although, as I come back this way, look at that, it comes right back. And then slowly but surely it corrects itself out. Typically that's not a problem with Hubsan drones, but we definitely saw it there. And look, it completely flattened out now here, so it corrected itself. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to cross over and see how far, go out there kind of behind that Walmart off in the distance there, and kind of just see the quality of our signal strength. And I'm going to go out in front of out in the field, so I'm not blocked by the picnic shelter here. You know, no, don't want to give it any reason to not get a good signal. And again, I'm looking at the horizon, seems to have tilted again, so I don't know what that's about. That, again, that's kind of unusual. So I've walked out into the field a ways. You should see me on the GoPro, and let's just leave it in normal mode here, and let's head out over. And I have a direct line of sight to the drone, so you know, with regard to signal, and I'm looking at the drone overhead there. It's moving right along, and we'll head out, and let me get perpendicular to the road here when we get to it, so that we're just crossing the road directly. And here we are perpendicular, and I see our height has kind of gone up a little bit to about 41 meters, so it's kind of raised a little bit in height. Anyway, there we're crossing again. So we'll get, when we get the DJI Mini 3, we'll try and get to roughly 40 meters, and we'll see how that goes as well. That, you know, a meter is not going to make much difference one way or another. So yeah, let's head out this way, and we'll kind of go out to the corner out there, and then I'm kind of adjusting our vector, and that is almost, not quite, a kilometer. And we're moving along at about 8 meters per second in normal mode. Maybe just for the fun of it on the way back. And I'm getting a little bit of breakup on FPV. It's got a little blocky there for a second. And in fact, now it's kind of, it's freezing up occasionally. So my FPV signal definitely could be a lot better. I'll say that. It's stopping and starting, although I still have signal and I can still see where the drone is at. So, and we're maintaining about, you know, just under 8 meters per second, 7.8, 7.9. And we're going to aim right for the corner out there. We're out about 700 meters right now. I think by the time I get out to the corner, that is right about a kilometer. So we'll, and interestingly enough, well, I just was going to say the FPV feed kind of smoothed out again, and now it's completely frozen, although I still have data coming in from the drone telemetry, so I know that we're moving. There's 900 meters and 905. I think 950 is about probably, we'll see here. There's 950. I let off the stick there. There's 980. Yeah, there's a kilometer. So right to that far edge is a kilometer. Okay, so let's turn it around here. And the risk that happens is when you're turning the drone around and I'm yawing to the drone's right, you change the attitude of the antenna in the drone, and sometimes you can lose signal. I've seen that happen before. And I also wanted to be perfectly fair. This is and I let off the stick because my Wi-Fi is really, yeah, look at that. So you guys saw it on the video, and then you can see all of a sudden, I mean, I let off the stick, I guess, at just the right time because I got it faced right back towards us. That's kind of interesting. I'm trying to pick up the camera just a little bit, but we don't have that good. Well, yeah, there I did. So it's just the FPV. I picked it up more than I wanted to. Let me see if I can get it back down here. Oh, sorry about this, guys. That's the problem when you lose that FPV feed. You know, you don't know what your camera's doing. So let me see if I can get it. Yeah, that's going to be pretty close. I gave it one more little. Yeah, now, so it seems like, well, no, that's too much. It's funny. So you guys can compare with what you see. Man, okay, I give up. I overshot again. I'm going to start bringing the drone back. Let's put it in sport mode, and let's bring the drone back to us. So sport mode, and as we get closer, I'll see if I can adjust that camera a little bit further down. But this picture, yeah, that's, I guess, a little bit better until I get good solid signal. And you know, you guys are going to see on the screen recording that we definitely, you know, it's just definitely a little bit blocky. Yeah, and you know, there again, I'm overshooting, trying to adjust that camera because I can't really see. Now we've got it back. We're within 600 meters, and it's smoothed right out. So, and 15.4 meters per second there. I didn't see if it was any faster than that at any other time. That's pretty darn good, I'd say. And now it's freezing up on me again a little bit. Yeah, I'm just telling you, it's tough. You know, you can see the problem with a bad FPV feed like that is makes it tough to control the drone because you don't know where your camera's pointed. We'll go out to the far end here and then bring it back. We've got 73% battery, and I'm looking at the drone overhead. It is hauling the mail, folks. Moving right along. And CPU temp, look at that down in the corner, is really good, you know, and we're probably up to 80 degrees by now or so. So I'm saying whatever the heat issues were with this drone, they seem to have got that figured out. So anyway, that is video, and I guess what I haven't done yet is taken a picture yet. So let's go ahead and let's go back out to the other corner here. I'm going to go back into normal mode. And we're going to go to the other corner here and take a picture of the mega Walmart off in the distance. Get in the corner there, and you can see all the building going on there. Tons and tons of construction, and that's, I think, high density housing, you know, right next to the Walmart there. And it cracks me up because, you know, not long ago, that was just a big empty field. But anyway, we're going to stop recording now, switch into camera mode, and let me look at the settings here. And let's see, so we're in single shot JPG, and let's click on the 3 buttons there, and let's turn on 48 megapixel photos. Please turn off HDR first, it says. Yeah, well, let's see. Let's find HDR then. Photo mode. Yeah. You know what? I am not seeing where it says contrast sharp. Oh, there's HDR at the bottom. Okay, sorry about that. So we turned off HDR. We're going to go back into auto here. Let's go back into that. I just didn't scroll down far enough. So HDR is off. 48 megapixel is on. Let me drop that camera down just a tad to get to the rule of thirds, kind of center up here a little bit, and there is a picture. Boom. And just for the fun of it, let's turn around and shoot one towards us as well. and then we'll bring the guy in and land it here. In fact, maybe what we'll do is we'll do an automated landing and see how close it gets to the pad. Although this drone does not have, well, no, maybe it does. This one does have precision landing. The DJI Mini 3 does not. So let's see. There's a picture. And let's go back into video mode and start video. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you have to turn off video to get the precision landing. So let's go ahead and do a return to home now. I'm hitting return to home and to the takeoff point, clicking OK. And it took that command, and here it comes. And I'm going to drop that camera down as we're coming back. And as soon as we get over close to over the top of us, I will turn off recording, and we'll just have the screen recording. So I'm going to quit recording video now. Yeah, it's adjusting its orientation. Data preparation, please wait. So I turned off video, and let's see if it finds the landing pad. And if it does it, we'll cancel it. Oh, look, it's got the X down there, so it might get it. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get it. Look, it should turn, that H should turn green here when it finds it. Yeah, it kind of has it. Let's see. It's kind of fun watching the drone. Yeah, and there it stopped right above it, so I think it's pretty close. And it picked up the camera, and it's off now a little bit. We mowed the grass there, and you saw on the GoPro it's just off the pad, but it gave it a good shot there, a good try. So we're going to click I got it. Okay, let's get the DJI Mini 3 Pro out now. Okay, so I've got the DJI Mini 3 Pro firing up right now, firing up the controller as well, and it's booting up the fly app as we speak. So handy. It is looking for satellites. This is just a handy little device having the FPV screen built into the controller. I'm going to switch to the, I call it the radar, but it's the attitude indicator. And looks like we've got satellites. Yeah, got my Hero 9 going now. That's a much more reliable camera than that Hero 10. So I'm going to start recording, which, by the way, you cannot do that with the Zino Mini Pro. You got to take off before you start recording, and hence sometimes you forget. So let's do an auto takeoff here. Auto takeoff. And I can hear the obstacle avoidance chiming at me as we speak. But take a look at that drone. It's like it's hanging there from a string. I mean, nobody does stability like DJI does. I mean, this is definitely, and boy, I really like what I see on FPV. And I forgot we need to start a screen recording, so I'm going to pull down on the menu here, screen record. And that started, and I'm going to move that little icon over. And okay, so we are screen recording now. No reason not to do our droney, so I'm dropping that gimbal down, and let's straighten it out just a little bit the other direction. Reverse and up now. And I think we went up about 40 meters with the Hubson drone. So we'll see. Well, no, we didn't. I think we didn't go that. We went about 30 meters, I think, or 35 meters when we did our initial droney. So anyway, we're there, and we're out a little further, I think, than we were with the Hubson drone. Let's look at the horizon. Nice and flat, perfect. Yeah, that's looking good. And again, we are in normal mode with this drone. Let's turn around, and just like we did with the Hubson, let's go out to the far corner of the park and take a look and see what we can see. We'll get out here and we'll try out that zoom. So here we are, almost to the corner. And I can tell you the FPV feed just looks so good on this controller. It's nice and bright. In fact, it's easier to see than my iPhone by a pretty good margin. And quite frankly, it's a little bigger than my iPhone as well. Okay, so one of the cool things about this controller is you got a scroll wheel on the right hand side here that you can do that zoom with. And this guy, we were able to do 2.5 zoom in 4K with the Hubsan drone. This guy will only go to 2. So I think I need to be a little more this way. And let me center up. I think I made that mistake with the Hubsan. So let's go out. Let's see if we can slowly go out to that full zoom. And there we are. There's full 2 by zoom. And we were able to go 2.5 with the Hubsan drone. So I'll let you guys compare the quality. You know, you will have seen that before I do. And then let's go back out, slowly back out to 1 by zoom. And it's so easy with this scroll wheel. I like that. One of the things I didn't do when I took off was focus, but the focus looks pretty good. But I'm going to just half tap the shutter button to focus the drone, and so it looks pretty good. Let's go back down to that rule of thirds, and we'll turn around just like we did with the Hubsan drone. And again, we're in normal mode. And I saw I had my selector in sport mode, but it doesn't matter. When you take off, it always takes off in normal mode, no matter where you have that selector. So anyway, let's, I'm trying to remember, I think, did we get up to 8 meters per second with the Hubsan? I can't remember exactly. Anyway, we're full stick forward right now. And we are already at 10 meters per second. And to be fair, I had a little blip on FPV there. Froze for just a second. And you'll see that on the screen recording. Okay, let's turn around and we'll go back the other way. And we do have a breeze going, similar to what we did when we were flying the Hubsan drone. So I think it's a pretty fair comparison. And let's get going the other way, and let's throw this guy into full stick forward, and let's see what we get up to. And I'm willing to bet, yeah, it's already at 10 meters per second, 10.5, 10.6. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it's for sure under the same conditions, it's faster than the Zino Mini Pro. Okay, so just like with the Hubsan drone, we're going to try it out in sport mode now. So turning around here. There is sport mode. We just switched to sport mode and full stick forward. And it sprints right out of the gate. It's over 10 meters per second, 11, 12. They say top speed on both these is 16, so then it slowed back down. I think we got to 12.9 there. And I think that's pretty similar to what the Hubsan drone did. Yeah, so we're 11.5 there at the very end. So let's turn around again and go back the other way. And this way it should be, the wind is, it's not exactly a headwind, but it should have a wind advantage going back this way. So full stick forward now. And yeah, 12 meters per second. Yeah, it definitely does. 14 meters. Yeah, we're going to hit 15, 15.5, 15. Yeah, there's 16 meters per second. That's the top speed of the drone. And the Hubsan drone did not get going that fast. I can't remember what the top speed was, but it certainly wasn't that. So anyway, let's, I think what we did when we got to this point with the Hubsan drone is we tried out obstacle avoidance against the side of the building over here, the little restroom building. So let's head that direction. I'm going to put it in normal mode so that we have turn obstacle avoidance on. And we'll bring the drone down. And I'm telling you, there is an advantage to this RC controller. Oh, we got somebody laying right there. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. We got somebody laying on that. Yeah, I don't want to go over the top of them. So, well, that kind of throws us into a little bit of a quandary here. That is right over the top of where I tried obstacle avoidance with the Zino Mini Pro. Well, I'll tell you, maybe we can, I don't know, let's bring it back over towards us. That, you know, when you're in a public park, those are the kind of things that you risk. Maybe we can go over to the other side. Let's see, I'm going to raise an altitude here. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not even comfortable doing that. Yeah, that's just not going to work, is it? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use myself as the object. I apologize for not being able to get that exact. I mean, you know, who would have known, right? The reason I used the that building with the Zinos, I wanted a nice big target. So this guy has got a pass on it, and so it should go right by us here. So I'm looking right at the drone, bringing it down good and low, and let's get that target right on me, and let's bring it right in, and you'll see the drone move around me, and it did. And let's see, it probably would go under, yeah, it would go right under the picnic shelter. But let's raise it up here. Let's give you another try here. Let's go, let's see what it would do against the building here. Of course, it's kind of got that, I don't know if it's going to see the detail in this, but let's try it. Let's move it in. So will it go? Yeah, it did. It will go up and over. Yeah, I'm watching it, and it's moving. You know, it looks closer on video than when you're actually looking at the drone. So let's turn around the other way. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that you can have a lot of confidence in the obstacle avoidance. Let's point at the little top of the picnic shelter here, and let's try that out. Yeah, and it just goes right over the top of it. Well, while I wish we could have done the exact same test, we didn't, but I think we proved that obstacle avoidance is quite reliable with the DJI drone, as is APAS. It will literally move around the object. So, okay, so just we have 71% battery, so we're in good shape. Let's go out across the field, across the street, and take a look at how far. And I think we were up 40 meters, weren't we, when we did it with the Zino? There's 41, 42. Let me bring it back down a little bit. And I remember the Zino drifted up to over 41 meters. So there it's saying 40 meters. And so again, we are in normal mode here. So let's go, and I'm going to make sure we're apples to apples, I'm going to walk out into the field with the controller. Okay, let's send the drone out over towards Walmart, and again we're in normal mode, and this guy is doing pretty good, right up to 10 meters per second. Again, just like we did with the Hubson drone, we want to get kind of perpendicular here to the road so that we just go straight across, and so we'll cross the road, get into the field there, and we'll adjust our vector right over to the opposite corner. So there we're across the road. Let's get adjusted so that we're looking at the opposite corner over there. I think that's pretty darn close, and let's go full tilt and see how it looks like on this guy. And yeah, we're over 10 meters per second already. I can tell you by this point, I was starting to get breakup on FPV with the Hubsan drone, but this guy seems to be it seems to be smooth. So again, at that same height, it's showing 41 meters high now. So it raised up a little bit, just like the Hubsan drone did. So yeah, we're down about 600 meters. I think we got out just almost exactly a kilometer with the Hubsan drone. And by this time, it was a big challenge with the Hubsan drone because it was freezing. The FPV screen was freezing and coming back in, and I was struggling to see exactly where the drone was at. But this guy is, yeah, with this DJI controller is just perfect. I've got a perfectly smooth FPV feed. Looks really good. So 950 meters, pretty close. Let's slow down. And it is giving me a weak signal warning on the screen, but there's a kilometer right there, and it's telling me weak signal. We're down in the orange there, so that's out about a kilometer. And again, this is a challenging Wi-Fi environment. So let's turn it around, and I'm getting a nice smooth yaw. I have a good FPV view, as opposed to with the Zino Mini Pro. I was guessing, and as you guys will remember, I struggled to adjust the there we got a little breakup right there, and but it came right back, and we had a weak signal warning. But anyway, there is. As you remember, I had problems adjusting the camera, getting the horizon correct. But anyway, just like we did with the Hubsan drone, let's throw it into sport mode now, and let's bring it back to us. And it's warning me that obstacle avoidance is off. And here it comes, and it is hauling the mail, 15 meters per second. Over 16 meters per second, and that is top speed of the drone. And I'm kind of I adjusted the direction there so that we got right at kind of the corner of the field, and then we'll cross that road to come back and bring it back over us. And then we'll go out in the corner and we'll take a couple of pictures just like we did with the Zino Mini Pro. So let's stop right there. And let's kind of get perpendicular here so we can cross that road pretty quick. Full stick forward now. Let's get across the road. And bring it back over the top of the park here. And it's fun to watch the drone as it comes back over because it is moving right along. I mean, that drone is tilted forward and moving. Oh, that is so much fun. The other thing that strikes me about this guy is it's quiet. It is, I don't have a decibel meter, but I'm telling you by my ear, it is so much quieter than the Hubsan drone, but which can be neither here nor there. But sometimes it's nice to have a nice quiet drone. And that was at full throttle and 40 meters high, and I struggled to hear it. So let's go back out to the corner over here, and we'll stop recording video, and we'll take a couple of pictures. And yeah, let's stop right there. And I can't remember how I had that centered. I think this is going to be pretty close. So I'm going to stop recording, and I'm going to click on that film strip and go into photo mode. And in photo mode, you can see we have some selections. Again, I'm going to select 48 megapixel, just like we did with the Hubsan drone. And let me drop the gimbal down here just a little bit. And I see that put us into 4x3, which is good. That means you're using the whole sensor. Let's go ahead and take a picture. And then let's turn it around and face it towards us, and we'll take another picture. And there we are down there. Face right towards us. And one more picture. And so yeah, just like with the Hubsan drone, let's throw it back into recording mode, video mode. Start video. And we will do a return to home. Let's do it on the app here. And this guy does not have precision landing, so I'm not going to expect precision landing. So I'm going to do it on the controller. I'm holding down return to home. I didn't quite get it, didn't hold it down long enough. There we go. And it's coming back to us here. And remember, this guy does not have precision landing like the Hubsan drone did. I thought the Hubsan drone, it was pretty darn close, but let's see how close this guy gets. And we can leave this guy recording the whole time. And it's slowing down. That's me dropping the camera down. I've got the camera straight down now. And it is quite a ways off. Yeah, it's not going to come anywhere close. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Rather than mow the grass, I'm going to cancel that. So I just did that by canceling it on the, and I'm picking that camera back up. That was me just hitting the function button to do that. Let's bring it back into us, and we're going to land it on the concrete here. No point in mowing grass. We knew that it was not going to be anywhere near the landing pad. So we'll bring it in here, and let me get the, I'm going to adjust the GoPro down so that you guys can see where we land. And I may have to turn off obstacle avoidance. No, we'll be okay. Let's bring it straight down here. Coming in a little more, straight down. There we go. And that obstacle avoidance was squawking at us the whole time. I am going to, one of the things you got to remember, the Hubsan drone will automatically stop recording. This one will not, so you got to stop recording to avoid a corrupted file. And then I also, on the RC, the DJI RC, I want to stop my screen recording, so I'm going to click on that on the screen. Maybe. Now all I did was change the EV and the focus. Yeah, there, did it again. Okay, let's stop. Maybe. There, we got it. We got the chime there, so we know it stopped. Hey, and you know what? The good old trusty GoPro Hero 9 has been recording this whole time. Okay, let me get everything shut down, and we'll do a conclusion. Hey, okay, the DJI Mini 3 Pro and the Hubson Zino Mini Pro. So again, we didn't go over every feature of these drones, but main thing we wanted to look at was the video quality. So hopefully you saw some of that. But the other, I think, important thing that we looked at was obstacle avoidance. We looked at the zoom capability, and we took a couple of pictures, and we looked at the overall connection quality with the drone, FPV connection, etc. The Zino Mini Pro, we tested it against the side of the restroom building next door here, and it did see it and it did stop. I was going to do the same thing with this guy, but there was somebody over there, so I came back and used myself as the example, and it, with APAS, went up and around me, and then we went over the roof of the picnic shelter here, and it negotiated everything perfectly just fine. So I'm going to say that you know, with regard to the APAS performance, and I've seen it in other people's videos, I'm definitely going to give the edge to the DJI Mini 3 Pro with regard to obstacle avoidance, and my own experience with obstacle avoidance on this guy. You saw it gave us a warning that it needed to be calibrated. Yeah, that's a big long to do. I've done it before. You have to hook it up to a computer. It takes a long time and it takes a lot of patience. You don't have to do that with this guy. So in any case, you guys will have already seen the video performance, and you're looking at it up above me right now, side by side. I'd recommend that you look at them full screen on your computer. I should have put this guy into 4K 60, but I forgot I was in 4K 30. So we were in 4K 30 for both of them. So anyway, that's more of a side-by-side comparison, but remember that this one, the DJI drone, will shoot in 4K 60, which is a little bit of an advantage. This has a higher bit rate, 200 megabits, and this is 150 rated at. So yeah, and then picture quality, they both shoot 48 megapixel pictures. I'll let you guys, you can go back and look at those and see which one you thought was better. Yeah, that's about that. In fact, I will put them up there side by side right now. How about that? So there's the pictures side by side above me, so you can decide which one is better or worse, etc. Now, it comes down to price. Now, the Zino Mini Pro, when I bought this guy, I bought it when they first introduced it last year, and I paid like, I don't know, $679, I think. I got 128 gigs of onboard memory with that price, and of course went through a lot of updates and a lot of grief to get the drone to the point that it's at right now. The DJI Mini 3 Pro, quite frankly, has worked pretty darn good right out of the box. And this guy, I think, because I got the DJI RC that has the built-in FPV screen, I think I was right about 1,100 bucks on this one. So definitely was more expensive when I purchased it. Now, if you were going to go out and buy these drones right now, you can buy the base version of this drone with the 249 gram battery that keeps it under 249 grams, and the standard RC-N1 controller for $759, and that includes obstacle avoidance and everything that this one has. Now, the Zino Mini Pro is a little tougher to get a hold of right now. You might be able to find it on AliExpress. I even looked on Banggood and stuff, and I couldn't find it. So you're going to have to look pretty hard to get this guy. A company called EXO Drones sells a version of this drone right now made by Hubson, and I priced it out on their website, and to get it with just the regular controller and 64 gigs of onboard memory and obstacle avoidance is going to bring you up to like $729. So they're within about 30 bucks of each other. So I'll let you guys make up your own minds where your money is best spent. But anyway, that's about it. Take a good look and compare that video, etc., and see what you think. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.